guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Mail. So for today, I'm going to go over a pretty entertaining email I sent from a subscriber. That's from a guy, he's in his 50s, and he shares his story, how he was to the absolute extreme bait and switched by his girlfriend when he decided to move in with her. You're going to see that obviously times were hard for her, and she needed a place to live, someone to live with because she couldn't afford her previous rent. So I thought, why not? And then they moved in together, and that's when, holy cow, the mask came off. And this is a perfect example, guys, of how they can bait and switch guys for multiple reasons. In this situation here, to have a guy pay her bills, and how, of course, you need to take your time to get to know your girl. You don't rush in to live with her, or what I consider to be rushing in with her, because the longer you're with her, the more you can see who she is. And some women are masters at hiding who they are. And frankly, the only reason you ever move in with a woman is like the final test to see if you can marry her, which you all know my opinion on that subject. But putting that aside, and even then, it's never a guarantee. It's a little bit longer, but it's worth your time for some quality entertainment on a Friday. So it starts off, says here, I've been an SSM guy for 4 years, well versed at this point in spotting the red flags. Well, apparently not, brother. If I had not discovered your channel, I can honestly say I would have signed a new lease with her and been stuck with God knows what. You can call me Ash for the story, and my ex-girlfriend is Morgana. We were going on 5+ years of a good relationship, and both of us dealing with our exes, kids, career adjustments, and financial stressors. Both of us are divorced and vowed to never marry again. Well, after this experience, I think you'll vow to never have a girlfriend again. Although she had spoken about doing a ceremony down the road. We always had each other's backs. She has been there for me, and I can say that I was always there for her through all her ups and downs. And then you moved in together. I'm in my 50s now, but look much younger and fit. When I met Morgana, I was really attracted to her, and we clicked on just about everything. But still enough to have our own identities. After about 2 years of being together, both of our leases were ending. She couldn't afford to stay where she was and wanted to move in together. Made sense to me. She would save $1,000 a month on rent. How many times have we heard this type of scenario, this type of story? Oh, all of a sudden times are tough. It's amazing how times weren't tough financially before you started getting together. 2 years, in my opinion, is not enough to move in together. I know I will have guys disagree with me. That's okay. But in my experience, no. 2 years is not long enough to know her. And by the way, since you said you're not interested in marriage, and she claims she's not interested in marriage, then there's no reason to move in together. She could figure it out, some way, somehow. Unfortunately, this guy hadn't been listening to me long enough. Well, she found a place a little out of my price range for me paying alimony and college expenses, but she said if I could help with the electric, she would cover the internet. He says, yeah, I know, smack. Yeah, smack. How many guys moved in with their girlfriends to save money and end up paying more? Because all of a sudden, times are tough, and she can't find a way to pay, even though she has money to spend on all sorts of other BS. But since we were not going to get married, I thought I love her, so let's do it. Smack. Okay, lover boy, let's see what happens. Well, I'm no slouch. I pull in over $100,000 a year and work my tail off on a side hustle. Well, good for you, man. That's probably why she was interested in you. I live within my means, and I have a lot of people counting on me. Well, where to start the story? I'm going to just cover the events of the last 6 months. There is so much more to the shipwreck. I kid you not, this is what transpired. Well, as it turns out, as I discovered, she has always been a self-proclaimed witch. I know, another smack. Yeah, smack. Did you discover this after you signed on the dotted line for the lease? Or before? Or maybe she was a good witch, and then she became a bad witch and moved in together. If you knew before, yeah, I'm not going to bother smacking. You can choke yourself for that. If you found out later, then okay, that's different. She kind of soft-sold me on this after we were exclusive for a year together. Oh, okay, my bad. So you knew for a year before you moved in together she claims she's a witch, and that didn't occur to you that she's nuts? Okay? How many covens are around where you live? Says here, she also sold me that she was only slightly bisexual in the same manner. slightly bisexual, you're either into dudes or into chicks or both. You're not slightly bisexual. If she's with you and she likes women, she's not, I mean, maybe on occasion she needs to scratch that itch, but still, slightly. But now in 2024, she wanted to work with dark magic and paid a guy to learn how. Dude, run. Get out of that lease. I don't care what it costs you. You want to live with a witch who practices dark magic? How do you think it's going to go when she has a bad day? How do you think it's going to go when, something crazy happens or she's mad at you for whatever reason? That's a whole another rabbit hole that I will avoid for now. Dude, you can't leave us hanging on she's going to be practicing dark magic and learning from some other dude. And what do you think she's going to be learning from that dude? That's what she calls it? Yeah, this went downhill fast. I don't remember the exact timeline of these events, but the ball started small and was gaining size quickly to huge like an Indiana Jones ball. She told me she was coupling with Lucifer right now and she was having conversations with him. What the fuck, dude? This is nuts. So much for the good witch. And you knew she obviously... Any girl claims she's a fucking witch. Okay, story. I dated a girl when I was 21 who eventually informed me that she was a witch. Yeah, guess what? We didn't last very long. I at least had the common fucking sense to get away from her ass. And she was goddamn freaky in the bedroom. I should have connected the dots on that. Well, she was doing dark magic for money to hurt people that deserved it. Really? But I was on a lease and couldn't afford to move out early. Doesn't your life matter to you? I was alarmed and slowly started detaching from her, but not fast enough. So here I am dealing with the sage of the effing dark witch, and she disclosed that she was fully bisexual with her work. Oh, now she's fully bisexual. Imagine that. Some serious bait and switching here. Good witch to dark witch, conversing with Lucifer, and now she's fully bisexual. Anything else? With this came the whole "this is who I am" speech. And to help cover that she wasn't really truthful about this, I knew she was telling everyone else well before I was informed. Yeah, everybody else is like, holy crap, this guy's with this crazy chick. He says, guy pro tip, if your girlfriend prefers lesbian, PORN, more than regular, she's 100% bisexual. Lesson learned. He says, side note, my ex-girlfriend is a yoga instructor as well. She's a witch, a dark witch, slightly bisexual, now full bisexual, and a yoga instructor. By the way, he sent me pictures of this broad, and she looks nuts. And she don't look like some sexy yoga instructor, although she's in her 50s. Well, in December 2024, she is all over social media commenting on hot goth women and regular dudes. Of course, this was to expand her business. One social platform was not for business. I was checking up on her and even warned her anyone can see her statements, including her employer, and she blew me off. Then I see a comment that she replied to a polyamory post, and she said that she was poly. What the fuck? Oh, now she's polyamorous as well, meaning that she wants to be shared, passed around between Lucifer and some other demons. I asked her to explain this to me. And I said, I have to read about this on effing online. She was apologetic and says she has no plans at this time to pursue poly. Yeah, that disclaimer, I didn't miss that at all. I was considering dumping her then, but I had 8 months on the lease to get through. Dude, you could have found a way. Get away from this psycho. But I tell you guys, bait and switch. 2 years with her, not enough to get to know her. She also accused me of stalking her. She's my girlfriend of 5 years at this point, who I follow on all platforms and accuses me of stalking her. Well, I'm confused. You said you were with her for 2 years and you moved in together, and now you say you're 8 months into the lease. Did you mean that you were together for 2 years, moved in together, and then, after a few years, explained that she's a dark witch, fully bisexual, and polyamorous? I'm a little confused with the timeline here, but okay. But the point of the whole thing is the bitch is crazy, and you should be getting out of there at any cost. Well, the next day she turns on me. She goes off and says that she will not apologize for who she is. Yeah, how many times have we heard that? I probably still have an angry text on my phone from her. I stood firm and said, your actions is what I'm pissed about. This was a very serious struggle for a week, but we stayed together. My brother said that this looks like the very beginning of the end, bro. Beginning of the end? It's been over since it began. It's been over since she fucking flew a broom to your first day at Cheesecake Factory. Dude, she's crazy. I started to pull away, mentally preparing for the end, but also hoping by standing my ground would snap her out of it. Dude, there's no snapping someone like this out of crazy. I mean, come on here, man. At the end of the year, she makes a small soulmate comment on social media right after she had dinner with a female client that previous night. Female client, huh? Okay. In hindsight, I'm pretty sure something went down with her of some sort, but no proof though, just my gut. The client went back to their home state for Thanksgiving and seemed like they were new besties. They were bed buddies, that's what they were. My girlfriend went to visit her daughter for Thanksgiving in the same state. She does not have custody of her. There's a sign. So during this time, she was happy, and then suddenly in December, unhappy. A thread post alluded to her crying a lot. So connecting the dots that maybe the soulmate thing didn't work out since the other chick was in her 20s, it was all smelling pretty bad. Well, there was something else smelling there I'm not going to mention here. Yeah, she was happy because she had a new girlfriend who was in her 20s. Probably a goth chick. Well, it didn't work out. Now she's mad and miserable. I'm going to take it out on you. Did she cast a spell on the goth chick? Well, I got angry one night and left the house. In January. She was doing her get stoned on the couch nightly thing with the phone every night. I hate the smell and it bothers my breathing. Don't get me started on her ungroomed cat. Her dog had passed away and the older cat was upstairs all the time peeing and crapping everywhere. Effing makes me still angry still. Yeah, now I really hate this bitch. You gotta take care of your cat or your dog. Cats need litter box changed twice a day, frankly, and be petted and groomed and all that. Fucking bitch. On New Year and things seem stable. Really stable. She's working hard to lose weight and having some success. Here is where I'm pretty sure she started to seek the attention from others. Who cares if she's seeking attention from others? The bitch is crazy. You should have gotten rid of her. Any way to get out of there was worth the money. She was still doing all the old shit, and I'm just treating her like a friend's of benefit at this point to protect myself. I was constantly thinking about how to get out. I knew she would never be honest with me when I tried to talk to her. I knew she would only react when she is caught. The only time she would bring up my faults is when I called her out on her actions. Well, that's how they operate. Anytime a man stands up for himself with a girlfriend or wife being bitchy, we all know darn well they start trying attacking you because they don't want to accept any blame. Well, you do this and you did that, and that's because I had to act this way. So in April, she flips out about dirty men all over the world proposing her, and she leaves social media for 5 days. Why is she talking to other guys? And I thought she liked chicks. Also, it got really upset her. When I finally figured out what was happening, this guy was one of the first guys she was experimenting with online. Experimenting dark magic or experimenting like sexual stuff. It breaks wide open on a Thursday in May. I finally had enough and ordered a $50 voice-activated recorder that wasn't tied to Wi-Fi. I had to work late that Thursday night, so I set it up. Friday at lunch, I listened to the recording. I was honestly just hoping to catch a phone call with her bestie, not even thinking what would transpire. But dread filled my heart. Are we going to get some black magic shit here, dude? Unfortunately, it was a video call with some young guy from another country. They self-pleasured each other on the video after some small talk. I could tell this was not the first phone call, more like the third or fourth. Before the SEX, she called me a bad boyfriend, a good guy, but just a toy, and I deserve what happened to me because she was not getting attention. There you go, no accountability, justifying the cheating and all this. But why'd you waste your money, $50 on a voice recorder? You had all the reason in the world to end it with freaking the crazy witch. She mentioned the other guy from April. It came up because this douchebag asked, have you done this before? And she alluded to that guy. I was sickened by all that at this point. I couldn't even work. I was having a really tough couple of months with work, and this is what I get. Dude, at this point, you brought this shit on yourself by not properly vetting her. I know guys can get bait and switched and all that, but you had said yourself, she said she was a witch before you moved in together. You just didn't know the extent of her witch ways. But, come on, man. My head was spinning. I gained clarity. I left work and texted her. And I said, I know you're unhappy and I have strong feelings for your branching out with someone else. So let's talk and figure out a way to split up. Oh, you wanted to be rational. You wanted to try to be reasonable and all that. How's that going to work with a nutcase? Well, she flips out and tries calling me, but she was attacking me and denying any wrongdoing. Here's a text copy of her voicemail. Okay. This is what she says. Let's see if it makes any goddamn sense. She says to him, "Number one, when a woman's mad at you and she starts a conversation with like number one, you know it's going to get fucking ugly. Number one, I'm not branching out to anybody. Okay, with what effing number? Two, how dare you? Blah blah blah. We will talk. This is not what I want to do, and want to split up. And what I want from you is your attention, and I don't get it. I don't get your attention. I'm like the last on your priority list, so you need to change, and I only want love and affection. That's it. I don't ask for anything else, and I'm sorry if I haven't been upstairs at night. I've literally been passing out on the couch because I've been physically exhausted. Okay? And next to me because of it, and I was in bed with you when you got home, so I don't know what the hell you want to have me call you back about." Talk about a psychotic rant that means nothing, and of course you're the bad guy here. Now again, that was a voice record. It was a voice-to-text recording, so it was a little fucked up here, but the point is, no accountability, even though he has all this evidence of her actions. Well, she keeps calling, and I finally answer. I ask her to come clean. An hour later, I had to park. She's still not admitting jack. I had to start painting a picture. I even told her I bought an effing recorder, and she still said, "What are you talking about?" So you have evidence of all this. And Stilton, what are you talking about? She trickled-truthed me a little bit more at a time. I flat out said to her that, you know what I'm saying. You're asking yourself, how does he know? So just come clean. No, she's not going to come clean. There's no way back out now if you don't. Still, she's not admitting. I finished the picture effing completely. She says, "I'm sorry, it was a bad judgment call. Can we talk about this? Please come home." God almighty. After you, how long did you spend telling her, I got the evidence, and saying these things, till finally she remotely came close to admitting what she was doing? It says, SSM, I'm going to stop here. There's a shit ton more to the story, including a hospital visit for her. A hospital visit, huh? I guess maybe the devil's mad at her or something. I don't know. I can tell you that I'm now considered to be the bad guy, as she was already 304ing a week after the event, and she is the escape victim. All her besties support her 100%. Yeah, unfortunately, some of the besties have a history of cheating as well. I know, smack. Yeah, smack. Of course all her best friends support her because they're all like her. It's been real hard on me. Tore me up inside. To think I know only 20% of what is really going on is just overwhelming. Let me know if this needs a rewrite. I didn't send this on Reddit. Part 2, people want to hear I can do it. Trying to send a picture of her for your eyes only. Might have to do a separate email for that too, bro. So that's the abrupt ending. She's no accountability. She's nuts. She's a wacko. And at that point of the letter, he's still with her. Well, brother, I think there's enough information here for you to do anything possible to get away from this nut job. Why the hell? I know you said in the beginning everything was so great and blah, blah, blah. I have a very hard time believing that. I think just early on, you weren't watching my material, so you didn't know what to look out for. And by then, it was too late. And plus, you had the rose-colored glasses on and all that. You saw what you wanted to see. Or who knows, maybe the bitch cast a spell on you and you were unable to tell. Maybe that's a possibility. The point is, if you haven't left her yet, for God's sakes, leave her. It's worth the few months worth of rent that you're going to lose. Seriously. You got to have some savings, an emergency fund. Well, this is a fucking emergency. Get away from her. And don't ever talk to her again. And just watch out she doesn't cast any spells on you or something like that. So the point of the whole thing is, to you, bro, and all the other guys out there, really take the time to get to know your girl before you get serious with her and move in with her. And if you're going to move in with her, that should be as the last hurdle of screening and vetting if you're going to marry her. If you're not going to marry her, don't waste your time. That's crazy to me. But a lot of guys have to learn the hard way. And again, as I said, living with her is not a guarantee she's going to be sane when you marry her. A lot of women can put on the act, but you got to test. So there you go, bait and switch and all that. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you want to hear more about this crazy B or this crazy W, a witch? Let me know. Let him know in the comment section, and I'm sure he'll send it in. Here comes the rain. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.